All right, everybody, welcome to the Hanford Insider Special. It is high school baseball and playoff season, and we're very happy to be here with our sports director, Eric Bentley. From Sierra Pacific, we have Coach John Chavez and center fielder Justin Simas. Welcome to the show, guys.
Hello, thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Hey, it's a great day to be a Golden Bear, number one seed. Let's go ahead and, Eric, let's go ahead and preview that bracket here for Division II high school boys baseball.
Yeah, well, you kind of stole my thunder by going ahead and saying it. But yeah, congratulations, guys. Sierra Pacific does get the number one seed in the Division II bracket, which means they'll be taking on 16 seed Highland out of Bakersfield. That game will be coming up on Friday. So let's go ahead. We'll just go ahead and get started. Coach, we'll talk with you first. Number one seed, just give us your initial reaction when you guys found out and how you guys are feeling about that.
Well, we're at practice. Boys got out early today, and they've all been anxious to know exactly where we're going to be come Friday. And I so happened to check my phone after in and out. Just we were walking back over to our dugout, and I saw the updated bracket come out probably 25 seconds before that, and I just ran over there and I told the boys, "Hey, bring it up!" And I just yelled it out loud at what we got, and you can see the pride in their faces when I told them the news. So it's a huge thing for our program. We were very excited going into it. I think the coaches and I talked about. We thought we were going to be somewhere between a 1 and 3 seed in Division II, and to be the number one seed is just definitely something to tout about. We're honored, but we're also proud of these boys, and they worked and they earned what they got.
So yeah, you guys not only are the number one seed, but you guys also were the Tri-County Kings League champions. And we talked about that a little bit on the last episode of the Hanford Insider. You guys had a big extra inning win against Kingsburg to close out league play, and then you guys kind of had to scoreboard watch that Kingsburg-Kerman series to see if you guys were actually going to be the champions or not. Talk us through a little bit what that was like, having to do what you did on the field and then have to wait for the results of another game to crown you guys league champions.
Well, I tell you what, this is the first year in my 16 years coaching high school baseball that I've had a season with this many extra inning games. And if you look at our schedule, we had several 8, 9, 10, 11 inning games, 12 inning games. Obviously, it was insane. But I think it's a true testament to these boys and being battle tested. They don't give up. They keep fighting. But to beat a good Kingsburg team, and they're quality. My assistant coach said it very well. In order to be the best, you got to beat the best. And Kingsburg has been that model for our conference and for our section for a long time. Jim's done a really good job with that program over the years. And so to beat them in extras at home was a huge win for us. And it was exciting. And then going into the next week, we knew we had a co-championship at the very least, but to outright win it and see those guys split, Kerman and Kingsburg, was definitely one of those kind of one of those weird things off our shoulders. It's kind of like, all right, cool, we did it. We're the outright champs, and that was really, really, really fun.
Yeah, now Kingsburg is the 2 seed on the other side of the bracket from you guys. So there is that possibility that you guys could meet that time with a Valley title on the line, which I'm sure would be exciting for you guys. But you also mentioned the close games. I actually had that. That was a question I was going to talk to you about. You guys were 9-2 in one-run ball games, 3-1 in extra inning games. How do you think that experience bodes well going into playoffs?
Again, I think I said it a minute ago, but it definitely shows that these kids are battle tested and that there is just a fight that you don't get in a lot of teams. It's year in and year out. You're going to get a group of boys that play a certain way, that do a certain thing correct, and they struggle in certain atmospheres or certain locations. We had a undefeated streak at home for an extended period of time, which was great. We did lose a few games at home this year, but I honestly think that's made us a better team. We realize that we have to do a little bit more to continue doing what we're doing. Like I said, the 9-2 in one-run games and the 3-1 in extra inning games, I think is a testament to how good these boys are and how determined they are to finish it out every game.
So let's talk a little bit about what's happened on the field. It seems like your offense is able to score enough runs to support your pitching staff. And it seems like Caleb Coolwine, Ethan Barcelos have taken a lot of that workload for you guys on the bump. What is it about their performances that you feel gives you guys a chance to win?
Well, I'll start with our senior Ethan Barcelos. He had the most innings in league this year. I think he just had two more outs than Caleb did. In retrospect, the 16 to 15.2 innings in our league, and that kid right there, he is our anchor. He's the guy at the end or middle of the game or the beginning of the game if we need him to go out. He is emotional. He is fired up. He's one of those guys that these boys, I think they get a crack out of it. They also love and love his enthusiasm on the bump, but his competitive nature really brings that staff kind of like together, because we have a Xander Stone that is quiet and just he gets after, but in his own way. And Caleb Coolwine is a kid that's got ability. He's got talent. He's got so much. He got so much behind that arm that the way he pitches and the way he deals with things, it's phenomenal to see him pitch day in and day out. So between the two of them and Xander and a couple of sophomores that we have throwing, we got a couple guys back from injuries and from different things. And so we have a full staff ready to go into this postseason. Just again, all of them focused, ready to go. And I think that's what we'll need. And our pitching staff has anchored us really all year long. We've scored minimum runs sometimes, and the boys have kept us competitive on the bump. I think that's the biggest thing we preach to our pitchers, with the help of one of our pitching coaches, Eric Grayley, a lot of our guys, KP, our JV pitching coach. These guys have really been key components to our boys and the success on the mound. So we're really excited.
All right, Coach, got one more for you, Justin. I promise I haven't forgotten about you. So keep hanging tight over there. But how, from the beginning of the year up until this point in the year, how have you seen this team grow?
This team has grown offensively. We've seen a really good adjustment. Early on, we were getting by with some softer stuff. We'd get our base hits here and there. We had to small ball it a little bit. And then about midway into the season, they just started stroking the ball. They started playing the gap to gap. They started hitting the balls down the line, pulling the balls they needed to pull, push the balls the other way that were pitched outside. We became this offensive force, and the adjustment at the plate, understanding, the situation has really been something that our boys have done well with. But from the beginning to the end, the biggest thing we've worked on, and I think you've seen it. If there's anybody, there's a lot of different social media outlets that have come and interviewed some boys, come to our games, and have talked to them. And I think the big consensus with our program and our team in particular, the varsity squad, has been the camaraderie, the teamwork, the brotherhood that they've built. And I think the push towards the end of the year is definitely based around these guys all pulling for each other, all wanting the best for the next guy up. And so they haven't played selfish baseball. They've been very, very humble and honest with each other. And I think that's kind of what we preach and what we want to keep moving forward, because that's what they need. They need each other more than anything to get the job done.
All right, so Justin, we'll kind of bring it over to you here for a little bit and kind of piggyback off of what Coach was saying. Obviously, when you're a coach, you can see it from one angle. From you're a player, you get it just a little bit differently. So from your side of things, talk about how this team has really come together over the course of the year.
This team, we've all known each other since we were young. We all grew up playing league together, Cal Ripken League to now. So we've always had some type of bond, but being in season, seeing each other every day from winter ball and from fall ball to now, we just all kind of mushed. Like, we can read each other's emotions from our faces. We could see when someone's upset, and when they're not upset, we know how to pick each other up really well. We're so comfortable with each other. When one's upset, we still know how to go up to them and talk to them and kind of bring them back into the game. Because we do have a lot of emotional people on the team. I can get there too, but everyone knows how to pick each other up and keep us and get us back into the game. It's just something that I think a lot of teams struggle to do, But with us, I think it comes so natural because of how long we've known all of each other.
So Coach mentioned how he told you guys right there at the tail end of practice that you guys did get the number 1 seed there in the Division II bracket. As a team, kind of what was your guys' reaction like? You said you've been there with these guys for so long. What does it mean? You know, you're a senior. What does it mean to kind of have that title as league champions and the number 1 seed going into the postseason?
It was, I think everyone just felt excited. Everyone felt relieved. I think everyone's starting to feel a little anxious now too, because I mean, we haven't been there before. We haven't been a 1 seed. We've been to playoffs, but I feel everyone was just excited and pumped to be the 1 seed. And then we heard our lineup, and everyone on the team thinks we have a great chance to go to Valley and maybe even go a little further.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about you and the rest of your teammates. You guys have plenty of capable bats in your lineup from top to bottom. What's that like knowing that, you know, even if you might not be having your best day, you know that you've got somebody else right there behind you that can pick you up?
It's a great feeling. Like Harrison Grant, our number 2 guy. If I have a bad game, he's normally always on, and I just love it because if I can't get the job done, I know someone or he will. He'll get on base. He'll start something, or even if he can't, our 3 guy Harrison Todd, he wasn't able to play most of the season, but now that he is, he's been a solid guy for us that hasn't really let us down in hitting at all so far.
So as a number 1 seed, do you think you guys feel maybe a little bit more pressure than you would if you would have been a 2 or a 3?
I think so, but I mean, I think we'll get over that because we have to start, practicing and playing like we're that number 1 seed. We can't let, oh, we're number 1 seed and then get all tense and tight. We still have to play free and be able to not let that number 1 seed get too much to our head. So I think we'll be okay. I don't think we'll tense up too much.
All right, Coach. Now I've got one last one for you from me, and that's I would just say if you had maybe 30 seconds or a minute to give your pitch, so to speak, why should people come out and why should people want to watch this Sierra Pacific baseball team?
It's a special group of boys. As Justin stated, these guys have been together for a long time. To be honest with you, the support has been unreal from our parents, from our grandparents, from our school. It's been a great ride this year. The last few years, Justin being a senior, 4 years has been great. 11 seniors this year. The support's been tremendous. But if you're just a baseball fan, when you come out and you watch this team play, they play the game the right way. They play the game with intensity. They play the game with a lot of heart. We really emphasize in these boys learning more than just the game, but they learn how to do things the right way in life. And I think that shows in their play, the determination, the grit, and just the talent that these boys have put together that we've built over the last few years. It's evident every day, and we're excited. I've already gotten so many messages from former teammates of mine in college and high school that want to come out and support and watch, and they're congratulating us on what we have done. But they're baseball fans who have no ties, but they want to come out and watch quality baseball. And I think that's what we provide every single time we go out. And that's a true testament, again, to the hard work that these boys put in. I will tell you one thing right now. Justin is gracious enough to grant us with his presence here, but he's at the gym literally. And these kids, like most of my kids on that team, will go to the gym after practice, continue to work on their bodies, continue to work on their bats. We're so thankful for Tilted Athletic Facility to have us there as much as possible. But these boys continue to work on the field and off the field. And it's, again, that's what you get when you come out and watch Sierra Pacific baseball.
Coach John Chavez, Justin Simas, thank you guys so much. Sierra Pacific Baseball, Tri-County Kings League champions, the number 1 seed in the Division II bracket. They will be taking on the 16 seed Highland on Friday. If you're in town, make sure you come out and support. Guys, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
So we have some other high schools that are also in the playoffs. We have Hanford West and Hanford High School. Let's go ahead and Eric, let's start with Division III baseball. Hanford.
Yeah, Hanford High found themselves in the Division 3 bracket. They got a 7 seed, which means they'll be taking on the 10 seed Independence out of Bakersfield. That game will be happening on Friday. A little backstory on Independence. They went 15-14 on the year, third place in their league. But the Bullpups might be in some luck. They'll be playing at home. Independence has had some trouble on the road this year, only 4-9 in true road games. So Hanford High Baseball, a 7 seed in the Division 3 bracket. They'll be taking on 10 seed Independence on Friday.
And Division 4, Hanford West.
No, actually, I take that. Sorry, I did. I did have a couple other notes there in that.
Oh, okay.
In that Division 3 bracket for Hanford High, should they advance a little bit, Mission Oak and Tulare Western, fellow WYL foes, also in that bracket. So something to keep an eye out. If the Bullpups are able to win a game or two, they will see some familiar teams in Mission Oak or Tulare Western there down the stretch.
Nice. And the Huskies.
Hanford West, they came away after an 11-14 year. They get a 5 seed in the Division 4 bracket. So all 3 of the Hanford baseball teams will be playing home games in the first round. The Huskies will be taking on the 12 seed Napomo. Again, all these games happening on Friday. Napomo also a little bit of a down year this season, 9-15. Their overall record, they have lost 10 of their last 12. So Hanford West, I'm sure that when they look at when they saw this bracket come out, they're probably thinking that this is a game that they feel like they've got a pretty good chance in.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, a year for baseball and softball in Hanford. We are going to be talking about softball now, and we're moving over to Division II softball. And I'll let you know that I was able to make contact with the coaches, but unfortunately timing didn't work out because of practicing and other things. So hopefully they win a few games, and we'll get to see their coaching staff and maybe a few players on down the line. So let's go ahead. They've actually got a first round bye.
Yeah, that's Hanford West we're talking about, and they went 19-6 overall, perfect 8-0 record in the Tri-County Kings League to come away with their league championships. Yeah, number 1 seed in the Division 2 bracket, which unlike baseball and softball, that means that they are going to have a bye. So their first game, Hanford West, they won't play until Tuesday. Or I beg your pardon, I believe that's Tuesday is the second round of games. They'll be taking on the winner of Rigetti versus Edison. So obviously hard to do matchups on, or rather some research on who they're going to be playing, because that has yet to be determined. But obviously coming off of a great regular season, if you're Hanford West, you get that added bonus of the fact that you get a bye. So they'll get some time to rest up before they actually get into their playoff action. But a number 1 seed in the Division 2 bracket, obviously that's very good. So props to Hanford West.
And Division 4 softball will actually see Hanford and Sierra Pacific both in Division 4. Yeah.
Yeah, there is a potential that they could meet. That would be, a couple of rounds later in the playoffs. We'll start with Hanford High, though, as they got the higher seed of the 2. Hanford High gets a 6 seed in that draw, so they will get the 6-11 matchup. Again, they'll be playing at home. They'll be taking on Reedley on that Friday matchup. Reedley, 10-14 on the year. They got last in the Tri-County Kings League, but obviously a tough league. That's the same league that Hanford West won. So it'll be Hanford High taking on Reedley, the 6-11 matchup on Friday in the first round. As for Sierra Pacific, also in that Division 4 bracket, they got the 10 seed. So they're going to be the only one of our teams that's going to have to go on the road. They will not get a home game here in this 2025 playoffs, but they will be going on the road to take on the 7 seed Sanger West on Friday. Sanger West went 10-11-2 on the year, but they might be getting hot at the right time. This is a tough draw for Sierra Pacific softball. Sanger West went a perfect 6-0 in their league. They've won 6 in a row, all of them pretty handily. So a tough draw for Sierra Pacific, the 10-7 draw, as the Golden Bears are going to have to go on the road Friday to take on Sanger West.
Well, it's certainly going to be a busy few days of playoff action. And on Mondays, Hanford Insider will make sure we have score reports, not only on baseball and softball, but maybe even a few news from track and field or swimming. There's lots of sports winding up, and we'll recap the season that was the school year 24-25 on this next week edition of the Hanford Insider podcast. So on behalf of Eric and Coach Chavez and the Sierra Pacific players, I'd like to thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you again soon.